First time we've heard that. Remember, that audio was made available to Nottingham Forest last week and their officials. We've not heard it until this point. And give credit to the PGMOL and Howard Webb. They do front up. Whenever they get one wrong, it tends to be the one that they put on match officials mic'd up. They've done exactly the same here. Overall, 3 penalty claims Forest weren't happy about. Howard Webb and PGMOL happy they got 2 right. But crucially, they did get that one wrong, he thinks.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have happened a couple of years ago, so it's a good point. So the consequences. Forest came out with this very strong statement on social media after the game. Are they going to face any kind of punishment?
Yes, they will. And I think we, in the media, and perhaps football fans as well, need to separate the incidents from the Nottingham Forest reaction to those incidents. It's very clear now that they were hard done by. They should have been given a penalty against Everton when they were 2-0 down, I think, at the time. Who knows what that penalty might have done to the outcome of that match? We don't know. Forest absolutely fuming about it. So that is the situation with the match incidents. But this is the statement that Nottingham Forest put out very soon after that final whistle. 3 extremely poor decisions, 3 penalties not given, which we simply cannot accept. We warned PGMOL that the VAR is a Luton fan before the game, but they didn't change him. Our patience has been tested multiple times. NFFC will now consider its options. That statement has been seen more than 45 million times. It's been reported on by us, by every newspaper, by every broadcaster. It is very well known. And what I think particularly angered the FA and the Premier League about that was the questioning of Stuart Atwell and his integrity. They suggested that as a Luton fan, maybe he was giving decisions that cost Nottingham Forest because that potentially helped a team he supports, Luton Town, in their relegation battle. That has been taken a very dim view. It's been investigated by the Premier League, it's been investigated by the FA, and by the way, Nottingham Forest, the club, their referees advisor, Mark Clattenburg, Nuno Espirito Santo, the manager, and Nico Williams were all asked for their observations by the FA. Those observations have to be in by the end of tomorrow. So I think by the end of this week, we might start hearing from the FA and the Premier League about whether Forest are going to be charged for that statement. I fully expect them to be charged and punished. But in terms of punishment, expect a big fine. There certainly won't be anything like any points deductions, I don't think.
OK, and off the back of this, significant news tonight about how referees might communicate decisions to the crowd.
Yeah, and look, you watch this. Match officials mic'd up, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports, Premier League. It's going to be really interesting because Howard Webb reveals on there for the first time that they are exploring the possibility of referees being allowed to talk directly to the crowd in specific circumstances. Now, it's complicated because IFAB, the people who make the rules of the game, have never allowed live audio between match officials to be played to the crowd. The PGMOL would like that to happen. IFAB won't allow it. But Howard Webb says he thinks there is scope within the existing rules for referees, when they're called over to the screen to review a decision, to then explain, if they're changing that decision, why they're changing it to the crowd. So by next season, we might see, for the first time, match officials, the referee, talking directly to people inside a stadium to explain their decisions. Only in that very specific circumstance, but Howard Webb just dropped it into conversation in this programme tonight. I think that's a really interesting one and a big one going forward. So 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Premier League, we're going to be watching, because it's not just that Forest incident, there are a number of others as well. One from the North London derby, Declan Rice and that Ben Davies penalty. Wolves against West Ham, a disallowed goal for Wolves. Brentford against Brighton, a tussle in the box between Visa and Lewis Dunk. All of them analysed, all of them we hear the match officials' audio. It's a really good listen, simple as that.